The beginning of liability for foodborne illnesses. It all began in the medieval times of the 13th century in England. Under King John's ruling, he declared the first rule of the food industry known as assize of bread and ale. The king's ruling was to control proper weights, quality, and prices. In 1646, the Americas established the same rule. This squiggly image of the Act Against Selling Unwholesome Provisions of 1785 is the first food safety law. It states if some evilly disposed persons, from motives of avarice and filthy lucre, have been induced to sell diseased, corrupted, contagious, or unwholesome provisions, to the great nuisance of public health and peace, shall be punished by fine, imprisonment, standing in the pillory, and binding to the good behavior, or one or more of these punishments, to be inflicted according to the degree and aggravation of the offense. In 1906, a chief chemist, Harvey Wiley, investigated adulteration of pharmaceuticals and foods in the U.S. markets. After testing humans with chemical preservatives found in food, the need for a federal food and drug law was brought to attention. During the same time as Wiley, Samuel Hopkins Adams, a journalist, is believed to be a benefactor for the meat inspection laws and food and drug laws. His investigative journalism released descriptive details of the disturbing condition of the meatpacking industry. Wiley and Adams' help in exposing the raw truth of the food industry created the building blocks of the FDA's mission. The FDA has been protecting the public health since. With the help of laws and regulations, the public is reassured of product safety and quality. Thus, the evolution of the FDA began. The FDA's presence is to protect you and your loved ones from questionable foods. Foodborne illnesses affect 48 million people and cause 3,000 deaths per year among Americans. It is a preventable illness and caused by consuming pathogens on the food. Proper preparation of the food can reduce the risk of illness. If experiencing a foodborne illness, preserve the evidence. Companies, manufacturers, processors, and/or stores can be held liable for the illness. A civil liability will determine if the company or individual is legally responsible for the illness of the plaintiff. If so, the plaintiff may be compensated for damages, such as medical bills. Product liability pertains to products that are defective or unsafe and causes injury to a person. For example, McDonald's serving coffee the same temperature as lava and the customer experiencing third-degree burns from a spill. Strict liability involves a breach of duty to make food safe, such as salmonella in my perfectly delicious peanut butter sandwich. Also, design defects and negligence not providing important information. For example, failure to add an allergen warning to packaging. Damages from food poisoning or injury may include medical bills, lost income, out-of-pocket expenses, such as Pepto, miserable pain and suffering, emotional distress, wrongful death. Restaurants can face lawsuits due to foodborne illnesses if evidence of negligence is found. Improper handwashing, lack of sanitation, or a moldy, rusted, disgusting walk-in coolers can be considered negligence of the restaurant. Food poisoning is not the only thing that can cause injury. Objects in the food can be potentially hazardous too. In a restaurant setting, some objects can be noticeable before the customer consumes the food. Unfortunately, some objects are hidden in the layers of a greasy burger. Objects found in food could be a piece of metal from steel wool or a metal spike from the char grill brush. Broken glass in an ice bin is a popular accident and extremely dangerous. Before your next dine at a restaurant, look up your local health inspector's reports. You'll find surprising information. Thank you for viewing, and stay safe.